First thing, I am going to show you guys the double cross, double move. There is a double cross play in which we are looking for the reversal. We are going to try to hopefully eliminate some of the confusion with that and know what we're going to be doing with that double cross, double move. Some of the first things that we want to be looking for is the favorable direction. Now, this is probably review. You need to make sure you need to go back and watch lessons 1 through 6 particularly to add the core into this. Do not take this blindly, but this is just the details specifically on that. Very important for this strategy on the favorable direction. Now what we're going to see is the obvious double cross. It can be more, and we need a measuring tool, several to choose from, and targets and stops here. Let's draw an example of one of these first. So our price is coming down. Let's be drawing with some straight lines here. So price is going to be coming down to an area. We need a pivot, and then we're going to kind of come up at a location, maybe make a couple moves, something like this. Somewhere in there, we are going to see some pretty big movement, and then we are looking for an approximately like this. Now, with our visuals, what are we going to be looking for is the multi-cross. This is going to have a cross here, and we'll do one like this. All right, so the main thing we are looking for in this, and I wish I had white crosses. This drawing tool does not allow me to draw in white, or I would draw those crosses in white. So, and know that these are going to be white crosses. I'm gonna show you guys live examples of these, but first thing we wanna do is create our notes for this. And of course, where are our stops going to be? Right down here below the lowest cross. Stop at the bottom of the cross. And of course, our targets are going to be up here on the double move. Okay, so fairly simple. So we're measuring from this pivot to the center of really the lowest cross. In this case, it's going to be this one, but oftentimes it'll be here. But we are looking for the lowest cross. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, again, we're talking about a long scenario. This is reversed the other direction. It's the other side. Basically, the closest. We'll call it the closest distance from the pivot to the cross. This is where we are measuring. Okay, so we're picturing the distance between here and there. Now, the exception to this, in case there are going to be scenarios where the price doesn't come down to a pivot, but we actually have price kind of coming up into an area like this. And what we may want to have, what we may have here is a cross section down here. This is the other scenario. And I actually really like this scenario even better. When I can see cross, measure to cross, and what I'm looking to measure is, again, the distance in this case, instead of the pivot, okay, this is the pivot scenario, we're measuring from the center of the first cross. Does not have to be at a pivot, okay? You will see these. I'll give you some examples in live examples, but we're measuring from there to there. Now, the main objective is obviously price. So I'm gonna go and let's measure this in green here, and let's measure this up. All right, so I'm gonna measure the distance from here to here, and let's say that this is 4 points. Now, again, I don't like talking in points, but you need to make sure that we are measuring the distance from here to here, and that we want that same movement from here to there. Okay, this is the double cross, double move. Measurement can be from some form of pivot or from another cross, or it can be double crosses. I've seen scenarios. We have another scenario where we had multi-cross, measure to multi-cross, and then I'm looking for the target up above. Okay, that can also happen. The main idea is that we are looking for the leg on the left, 2 legs. All right, equal distance is what we're looking for. How do we know it's coming? Because we've got that double cross right in the middle, kind of connecting the 2 legs. I want to see the double cross right in the center of those, and I'm looking for the extension. Now, does this mean that price is going to go straight to that? No, in fact, oftentimes price can actually end up kind of coming like this, kind of coming like this, but it ends up being up here somewhere like this, okay? Now, sometimes it goes straight to it. Sometimes it looks like this. There are times when this can even kind of come down and come way down here, and then end up going like this. But you will see this time and time and time again, that this double cross, double move, when you are going with favorable direction, this is a nice visual tool here with Algobox. Use the Flowmaster to your advantage to see that double cross and the double move. Stops, bottom of the cross. Now, if there are a cluster of crosses, it still needs to be at the lowest cross, the one that is closest to the first pivot. Again, if it's the other direction going short, then it's going to be at the top, but you guys get the picture. That would be up here above that cross right there. Almost every time, it's a beautiful part about the Flowmaster Flowmaster when we're using this, that the stops are always going to be very small, and we've got that big risk to reward ratio. If you are entering right here, all right, so if our risk is this little space right here, look at the risk to reward ratio on, now again, obviously this is different on each one, but you are typically looking at a very, very big difference in your stop to target ratio on these right there. That is a huge risk to reward ratio on that, and that is also some of the reason why we really, really like this setup. Let me show you something even cooler about the size of these. Now these can come in on, these are going to be mainly on your algo bars. I wouldn't really necessarily try this on other things. However, if you are looking at bigger time frames, if you're going to look at this on the tide or the wave is probably going to be the best place to do this. We can and we have seen these on the tide, but those are scenarios where you're going to be looking for multi-day trades if you're trading off of the tide chart. Now, if you don't know what those things are, again, go back and watch some of our training videos. You're going to need to know what those are. So this is the tide chart up here, tide, wave. Now we're going to pass through our MACV filter. Most of these are going to be coming down on these type of charts. Remember, the crosses and the circles are the same thing, bubbles on the higher time frames. Okay, so if you're using the bubbles, this still applies. It can be the double bubble, right? Double bubble, double trouble, and we are looking for that double move. Now, let me show you guys some live examples right here. This is where we are. Go over here to the double cross. This is where you're going to find all of the setups for kind of the live examples, and we're going to have video links and stuff in here related to the double crosses. Double crosses can be used for reversals, okay? So I don't want you guys to get confused and think that, well, every double cross play means we are going to be getting a double move. So there are the double cross reversals. Don't be confused with those. Again, tonight on a level of difficulty, these are very, very easy in my opinion, but this is the one caveat right here on those double cross reversals. So if you're looking at those, go watch the videos on those double cross reversals in the Flowmaster series. But in this case, first of all, look, we got shorts favorable. So if we were looking for a double cross double move, then we would be measuring from this pivot to here, and we would be expecting a move up to here. But what's our very, very first thing I told you guys? Don't go against the favorable direction. So shorts favorable, and what's right here? We're coming into a PRZ, okay? You don't want that to occur. If you're coming into a PRZ, something like that, then that's not gonna fly, right? We obviously want to take this as a reversal, so keep that in mind. Now, what about this double cross right here? There's a double cross. What do you think about this? Is that a reversal? Is that a double cross play? I would be taking this as a double cross. So I would be looking at, I got a pivot right here. I would measure from here to here, and I'd be looking for a secondary move up to here, except for the fact that we've got shorts favorable. So this is one of those, it's like, this one still works pretty well, but there's no PRZ right there. I would still likely, just me, I would probably end up taking this up first, but I would get stopped out, right? You can see this would have stopped out. That pivot right there takes this thing out before we get a big move. Now, would I take a second try at this? Maybe. I don't know. Again, this is not a perfect strategy, just like anything else, but they're very, very visual, right? They're really going to stand out to you. Now, in a scenario like this, do you think that I'm going to be taking a pivot from here to here and measuring this and going, oh, cool, double cross down there. This means this thing's going to go way, way down here. No, probably not. I'm looking for that double cross reversal. We're into PRZs, right? So I'm showing the opposition, showing the other thing that can occur with those double crosses. That is a double cross reversal. Okay, so showing the double cross reversals. There that sucker goes. That was a big one. But let's get down and show you guys what happens when we have, again, another multi-crosses into a PRZ, right? We're looking for reversal, no biggie. Let's go down and look at some of the double cross double moves. Here's a nice example. This one is broken past those PRZs. What's our direction? We've got longs favorable. So what are we doing? Measuring my pivot from here to here, right? Now, how do I measure from here to here? Several ways. Let's talk about some of those ways to measure those because each one is different. I like to just use a simple line tool. I literally press F2. F2 is the default for those of you guys who installed NinjaTrader. F2 is going to be the line tool. If you are a fib person, and there are a lot of folks who have come from other things, you're pressing F8. These are the defaults. Again, you could have moved these somewhere else, but this is going to be the fib retracement tool. All right, and you can just measure from here to here. It's going to project out for you the double move. In this case, we had the double crosses right here. I'm going to take this out at this spot. Just being honest, I see this come up. I'm probably going to take it out a little bit early, but if you did the full measurement on this, this is going to be from here to here, and that means we are looking for a double move approximately right about there, which completely, shows out we definitely get the move. You see this white line right here? I drew those. This is my copy line tool. Now, if I'm using the line tool, I do have to hit copy paste. So you may prefer to use the fib retracement retracement tool, I kind of go back and forth. Sometimes I use one, use the other, but visually I draw them with the line tool because there's so many other things that use fib, even your J hooks and things like that. So I don't want to be confused with that. And I'm knowing that I'm looking for the full 100% extension retrace. Again, if you're using the fib retracement tool, this is going to be the 100% extension to get the double move, because you're getting 100% of the size of the previous leg. If you are just wanting to draw the line and then copy paste the line. Where's my entry? I am entering here as I see the double cross come in. Where's my stop? Stop's going to be right down here, right below the cross. And now we've got this target. It should be targeting up here, right? But like I said, I am likely going to pull the trigger if I see something like that. I'm just being honest. I'll play a little chicken with this, but if I had been, you know, super cool, could have held this out all the way up to the big target up there. Okay, that's a multi-PRZ cross. That's the, you know, want to show the difference. You know, the same thing here. What do we got here? This is a headshot there pulling down this direction. Am I going to play that as a double move? No. This one here, we're working into a position like this. We're coming into a multi-PRZ. I'm going to be popping that up and out. That is a reversal. Let's look at another double move. All right, so here's a nice double move. Pivot right here, easy entry. You're going to see these start to cluster up. Now again, this is one with multi-cross, right? This doesn't have to be a double cross. Most of the time it's doubles, but this one was a big triple. Going to be targeting out, and look at that beautiful little red dot up there to show you your exit on top of that. Very, very easy. And this is one of those scenarios where it went straight to target, right? Showed you guys that this can happen very, very easily. However, again, some of them are more difficult than this. These will kind of come down here, but end up, you know, up here. But when you see one of these, this is that Flowmaster indication that we want to see that continue on. Now here's one. This is in the evening sessions for us. That's the Tokyo sessions starting up on this one. So we've got a nice little double move cross here. Now notice this one would have stopped out, right? If you got your stop right above this, that's going to stop out right there at that pivot. But how can we avoid this one? Can you see how we can avoid this? Look right here, just if you get real close, there's a nice Gartley right in here, a little miniature one. But again, this can be there's a PRZ right there, and we've got the double cross right there. So maybe an easy one to avoid, because this could be looking like a push up. Plus you've got the open line. Again, you guys should know our other rules. You know, got to go back and study all the videos. For another thing that's going on here, this is not US session, so you got to be careful doing these after hours. The first one, very easy to avoid in my opinion. But now you get this one. This is an easy money. Take that trade for that double move. So I'm showing, we got two examples here. This one's kind of a bad one, right? Maybe do a red X on this. This is gold. This is the golden goose right here, folks. Got that nice pivot down, measure from here to here, extension out, there to there. Easy target. I didn't get too heavy on this one. This was after hours, so took that one nice and easy. That is a beautiful trade setup right there. Those are, again, some of my favorites. The Flowmaster, again, we finished that out this year. Man, this thing is so powerful, y'all. If you have not used Flowmaster to understand the OP-ness, the overpoweredness of this tool set, you know, you're really missing out. Go pick that up and try it out for yourself. Rather than a pivot, remember how I told you guys there are scenarios where you're gonna get some movement up into an area, but then all of a sudden you see a cross, which shows what, I mean, it could be a pivot. Like if you just kind of covered this part of the screen, right, and didn't see this, and you just thought you substituted pivot for cross, single cross up to double cross, boom, there we go, money, right? If you can look at the measurement from here to here, again, these are ones that you're gonna have to practice as you see these setups, but go back on your charts and I would just go label, okay, for your assignment on looking at the double cross. That should be equidistant right there, double cross, double move, so double the move, right? Leg one on the left, we are measuring, gonna be the same distance that we're looking for this one to get our targets filled like a boss, right? Let's see, go back on your charts and go find all of your double crosses. Now, if you have been drawing the white lines like we've been talking about in one of our videos where I'm showing you guys how I am like looking for the lines, going in and pressing F6, okay, the other tool, if you guys are following along, what does this do? This is the default for the horizontal line that you're drawing, right? Horizontal line. So what should we have here? It should have gone through the center. Okay, but you should hopefully already have vertical lines going all the way across all of your double crosses. And now go back and look and see how many of those you see with the double move, and come report those back down to me down in the comments down below if you are using our tools. And again, if you're not using our tools, you can go download the 2-week free trial. Again, we are so confident in our tools. You can install it. You will see for yourself. These things happen in real time on your machines. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Awesome what we are doing here. If you have not seen it, I would go check out the results from our members, and appreciate you guys and the crew. Thanks for hanging out, folks. For me, Pippi, Robbie, Lunchbot, Mod Squad, Curtis G, and the rest of the gang, I'm sitting out in the Big H Town.